Living in quiet suburbia, Bill Hall never thought he'd fall victim to a sophisticated online scam.
Good, how are you?
An invoice from his builder was intercepted and resent with new payment details.
The only difference is the actual bank account, the BSB and the account number.
It looked exactly the same as a previous email he'd received from his builder, so he transferred $26,000 he owed.
There's clearly a failure in the bank system where they don't check names and numbers on accounts. This is the invoice that had been intercepted.
It took his bank 3 weeks to tell him he'd been scammed, and the retiree only got $6,000 back. He's got no idea who owns the fraudulent account he lost his money to. It appears the banks and the complaints watchdog don't either.
It's really disappointing. And the banks don't have a great reputation anyway, and it just confirms that they're just not interested.
Australians lost more than $2 billion in scams last year. The biggest losses were in investment scams, payment redirection cons and romance fraud. Consumer advocates are calling for banks to be forced to refund victims.
They will then have that incentive to fix their systems and improve the technology that exists in the payment system.
Our plan involves establishing an anti-scam centre. It involves putting in place tough new codes of practice in telecommunications, in banking and with the social media platforms as well.
The ACCC estimates if banks checked online transfers went to correct accounts, fraud losses would be reduced by $420 million a year. Instead, banks want customers to use existing technology like Pay ID, which allows customers to check account details themselves. The UK is also moving to mandate fraud refunds for bank customers, something TSB Bank over there is already doing.
We've been able to refund 98% of customer fraud claims in the last 12 months, and that's versus an industry average of just under half.
TSB also blocks transfers to cryptocurrency exchanges.
Because we were on the hook for customer losses that we were seeing, to us it was a no-brainer to simply not allow those payments to be made.
Sylvia Chow is on the hook for millions of dollars. Instead of looking forward to retirement, in 2019 she put the cash into an online investment scam.
Quite often people will say, come on, I'm not so stupid. I know what I'm doing. And that's the biggest dangers.
Sylvia's lost her savings, money from her family and friends, and cash from refinancing 3 properties. She's angry that NAB, which is subject to anti-money laundering laws, did not send her a letter to warn her until the money was gone.
It's a lot or the unclear or suspicious transaction. The scammer, they are proactive, but not our bank, our authorities. That's something need to change.
A change advocates argue is long overdue.